Kevin, to kick this one to you, do you think that this could potentially be Ben Roethlisberger's last game as an NFL player this weekend?
Without a doubt. Much respect to Ben, obviously being one of the two quarterbacks in the 2004 draft to win a Super Bowl. And then at that, him and Eli both won two. So big kudos to what he's done in the NFL and the impact he's had to the city of Pittsburgh. So, I mean, like, congratulations to a great career. Not to sound like I'm writing an obituary or anything, but there is absolutely 0% that the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. I know that TJ Watt is on the opposing side and will be pressuring Pat Mahomes all game. But I genuinely believe that Patrick Mahomes and that offense is just too much to overcome that ineptitude of offense that the Pittsburgh Steelers have. I mean, one week Ben goes for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. The next week it looks like Ben Roethlisberger can't walk in a straight line above the speed limit of 2 miles per hour. So we will see what happens, but I'm predicting that the Kansas City Chiefs win this game very handedly. I would probably say about 10 to 14 points. For sure, just because, I mean, Pittsburgh was unable to stop them the last time. This one is an Arrowhead. I don't recall if their first appearance was an Arrowhead. Was it as well?
It was. It was.
So I think history will repeat itself. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is playing great. Damian Williams is playing great when Edwards was out. I think that the wide receiver core or combination, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, will continue to dominate like it has been for the last couple of seasons. And, the Chiefs defense, let's not forget, is still an incredible defense in and of itself. I know that they fell short to the Bengals just a few weeks ago, but that was an incredible game that the Bengals came back from and Joe Burrow actually dominated. But Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Burrow, the offense of Pittsburgh is not the offense of Cincinnati. Although they are AFC North neighbors, I just don't think that they're going to have that repeat success. But with that being said, I will point out that Ben made a funny-ass statement in his, one of his press conferences this week or his interviews with the media, where he basically said in a nutshell, he goes, we're not even supposed to be here. He goes, out of 14 teams, what are we, probably ranked the 14th team in the postseason? He goes, we're not projected to win this game. He goes, I don't even think we're going to win this game. He goes, but we're going to go out there, we're going to have fun. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't obviously say it in that manner and probably didn't use those words. But for the most part, if you look it up, it is a hysterical interview with a reporter that he has probably right outside of practice. Kyle and I were actually laughing about it earlier, that basically Ben has no confidence or has the feeling that this is going to be a victory in and of itself. So I predict Kansas City wins in handed fashion, and I believe that this is unfortunately the end to the Ben Roethlisberger era in Pittsburgh.
It's really kind of tough to follow that, Kev. I mean, I think you laid it out pretty well as far as I'm concerned. But no, I'm in full agreement with you on this one. I mean, look, Ben Roethlisberger has had a storied NFL career. I mean, the guy has 2 Super Bowl titles underneath his belt. And he's been really one of the last quarterbacks that's been able to just take a hellacious amount of hits and be able to still function at a high level in his job. But really the last couple of years, you've really seen Big Ben's just overall skill set just start to diminish to a certain extent, where just Pittsburgh as an offense, they just don't have the same potency that they had a couple of years back when they had players like Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and then even farther back with like guys like Mike Wallace and Emmanuel Sanders in the early 2010s. But, when I look at Big Ben, I mean, the guy's had a Hall of Fame career, and going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, they do have like a small shot to win this game. I don't really see them being competitive against Kansas City, just because I think Kansas City is head and shoulders above Pittsburgh in pretty much every regard. You could maybe say the defenses are somewhat similar, just because Pittsburgh's defense has really been the one part of the team that has held its end of the bargain to a certain extent for most of the year, while the offense has really kind of struggled in multiple spurts throughout the entire season. And a large part is just because Ben is just not the same anymore. But, when I see this game being played out this weekend, I do think the Chiefs win in a pretty significant fashion. I don't know if it's going to be by 4 possessions like it was in the first matchup just a couple of weeks ago, but I do think that the Chiefs win this one relatively comfortably. I could see the Chiefs winning this one by 2 touchdowns. And not to be disrespectful, but I do think that they essentially carry Big Ben off into the sunset as far as his career goes when the Chiefs hand the Steelers an L in this weekend matchup.